Basically what we've been doing here with Bobby is looking at some of his goaltending movements, and this exercise I put together to try and simulate his left and right, high and low covering of the puck. Okay Bobby, so we're going to have yellow, 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 yellow. Off you go. So Bobby is following the tempo of the cowbell, hitting top and bottom, left and right, yellow only, to a tempo of 54 beats a minute. Okay, so now we've upped the tempo from 54 beats a minute to 80. So Bobby will need to have a far quicker reaction and movement time. When you're ready Bobby, off you go. Yellow, 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 yellow. Red, red, green, green. So this is just trying to simulate that blocking of the puck from players coming around the back of the net trying to slip them past the goaltender. So this is another variation exercise. So Bobby, green, yellow. And he's keeping the beats here. The idea is not to hit the same circle, but to seek out different green circles with the right hand, different yellow circles with the left hand. 2-1. So I would continue throughout the duration of the exercise to instruct different combinations. So the variation for this exercise is we have now increased the tempo from 54 beats a minute to 100. Okay Bobby, 1, 2. So you can see that the tempo here has really changed quite considerably. Yellow, yellow. Transition is very smooth and very quick. But this kind of speed of thought. Green, 1. We'll move over to his goaltending skills on the ice for the PEI rocket. Stop Bobby. What do you think of that exercise?
It's really fast. I think it helps my concentration on the ice, and I really think I can make some decision making better, and it helps my my hand movement too, I think.
Part of the regular interactive metronome program requires just the normal foot forward exercise to a 54 beat per minute tempo. However, because Bobby is a hockey player and a lot of his work is balance and footwork and speed, I decided to challenge him by incorporating a forwards and backwards movement, where it would be right foot forward, left foot forward, and then backwards. His movements on the ice are both forwards and backwards in nature, very quick and very shifting. So this is a movement I wanted to try and simulate as part of his program. Increase this to 80 beats a minute, and Bobby's footwork is now increased, as you can see. He is still required to exactly match the cowbell, and he has guide sounds which give him feedback as to how he's performing. Therefore he needs to then adjust his movement accordingly. This is all training his neural pathways and developing the neural pathways in the brain around rhythm, timing, coordination, focus, attention, motor planning, motor sequencing, and balance. Variation also, after analysing Bobby during his sport, was to recognise that a lot of balance was involved, obviously working and performing on ice skates. So I introduced an exercise that required him to hand clap while balancing on the bocey ball. As you can see, he's extremely steady. And to make this even more difficult, I would then require him to close his eyes, which for many of us is quite difficult. And you can see that he has to work significantly harder to maintain his balance, while concentrating on the cowbell, initiating an action, and having his eyes closed. The variation with the Bocey ball is turning it flat side up. Bobby is then going to simulate his semi-crouch position, which is his ready position during the goaltending, and continue to match the cowbell with hand claps. Now the job is for him to hold this position as much as possible. However, if leg fatigue does occur, he stands up very briefly just to stretch, but then resumes the position again. So to even make things more difficult for Bobby during his 37-minute long hand clapping exercise, I took him from a quiet private room, and we would then train within a gym environment, surrounded by people and noise and radio. This was to try and train his neural pathways to deal with distraction of new form of movement and sound. As he is a goaltender playing in a big noisy arena with shouting fans and lots going on, it was important for him to start to develop the ability to maintain excellent concentration and performance during this exercise while disruption was happening around him. And he was able to do this extremely well. Okay Bobby, so what brought you to do this type of training, interactive metronome training, with me at Beyond Peak Performance?
First of all, I always believed that mental training is very important for any athletes that want to be better in his sport. I had the opportunity to come here with Beyond Peak Performance to try it, and I was very interested to do it, and I think it worked out pretty good.
And did you find it an enjoyable process?
Yes, it was really fun. I saw my result being better and better as I was doing it, and I saw the result also in everyday life and on the ice too, playing hockey.
What kind of things did you see on the ice?
First of all, I felt very positive going through the process. I felt like I was calm, that I was not moving for nothing. And the big thing was that I felt like all of the play around me was a lot slower than usual, although it was not really, but I felt like it was a lot slower, and it helped me doing the right move to stop the puck and to make my play. Fantastic.
And you're now preparing for your final year exams. How are they going?
Yes, well, I'm going to UPI University, having biology courses, and I'm studying a lot right now. And I feel like everything, every time I'm reading something, I remember it pretty fast. Usually I was reading it 3 times till I remember it, and right now it takes just 1 time, and I hope it will help me for my biology final exam.
Would you recommend this program for other hockey players?
Yeah, totally. Anyone who wants to be serious and wants to put a lot of good things and put some energy in it, it's just fantastic. I saw the results right away, and I feel like I said, more positive and calm, and it helps me in my everyday life and on the ice too. So I recommend it to every athlete that want to be better in their sport.
Well, thank you very much, Bobby, for your time. It's been a pleasure working with you, and we wish you all the very best and all the success in your hockey career, and we watch eagerly to see how you go in the near future.
Thank you very much to you.
Thank you.